Good morning, everybody, and this is my first video. Today I want to take you to my usual morning cycling route, and with Riverside from Decathlon. We're gonna go along the Alexandra Canal Park that will lead us to the city center. So here we go. So this is the start of the PC end. This is the Dawson Queenstown neighborhood. So as you can see, this is the favorite spot for the people here for their morning exercise, jogging, cycling. And this is on the right side is now it's a Queenstown Primary School. So we have school here, we have residential area along this stretch, and not much of an office, but this is primarily residential, and it's one of the old neighborhood of Singapore. So Red Hill or Bukit Merah, and then Queenstown was one of the first area that being redeveloped as one of the earlier residential urban redevelopment in Singapore. So many of the HDB developments here dated back in the 80s, back in 70s, early days of Singapore, start their housing redevelopment. Okay, we just crossed the street. On the left is one of the PUB recent project. They just made a retention pond on top of the Alexandra Canal. So underneath is actually the canal itself, being covered by this artificial park for people to, hang around and do exercise with all the greeneries they have. So that's the canal. Underneath those retention pond is actually also some sort of pump room as well to control the water level. So this is again primarily still residential area with condominiums along the river. So in front that is a recently built Toyo Ito's project, the one at the left. And along this canal as well is on the right side is the Alexandra Road. So this will go all the way to the city center and will merge with the Singapore River eventually at the Clarke Quay, Boat Quay area. And there are many spots that have been designed to provide space for people to, exercise. And this BCN essentially is, is exclusively for pedestrian and non-motorized vehicle. So it's really helpful if you're a cyclist, or if you just walk, you can also use this stretch of the street for you to commute to the city center. So we crossed the bridge over the river. So this is called Kim Sang Park, stretch along the river. And well, this is again still pretty much residential area, but in front we start to see something like hotels and restaurant coming your way as we are approaching the city center. So the area is called Robertson Quay. It's famous for the there's a hotel and a restaurant, F&Bs. Well, it's usually very busy at night, weekends and all that. But what I observed, since all this pandemic, in the morning, there's also quite a number of people that hang around in the F&B's area. Mostly cyclists, joggers, etc. Yeah, so here we are. So this is the area that attract many people to just hang around and enjoy the scenery. And it's pretty lush with greens and I think it's a very nice environment here. So on the left is the new Intercontinental Hotel. But again, along the way, this is the very heart of the Robertson Quay, with all the famous dining experience, is what they say. With all the choices of food, international cuisine. There's one nice Mexican restaurant inside. So this is quite lively, even in the morning like this, and all the way to the evening. It's quite a favorite spot for tourists and locals as well to hang around. Though I see that not many, or not the whole stretch of this experience the same intensity in terms of people experience. There's some corners that is a bit dated and less attractive for people for some reason. I don't know why. So we are entering Clarke Quay. This is the one of the success story of urban renewal in Singapore. As you can see, it was old warehouses for trade and merchants, and they converted into a bustling F&B and entertainment spot in the city, which is famous among the tourists and locals. And it served many choices of food and culinary experience of local dishes as well as international cuisine. Though maybe Clarke Quay may not so popular as before, not just because of the pandemic. Long before this pandemic happened, if you ask the local, Clarke Quay, is a nice place, but it may not be in the number one list if, let's say, you want to bring their guests or friends experience Singapore. So it really needs its new concept to make it relevant. So we are approaching the city center as we leave Clark Quay. So this is the tunnel, the pedestrian tunnel, and this will lead us to Boat Quay area. So this is the Parliament House, and yeah, this is Boat Quay area. In front, well, since it's a CBD area, I mean predominantly offices, commercial area, and a little bit story about Boat Quay is another, or maybe the first urban renewal of the old shop houses in Singapore that converted into another bustling nightlife area with F&B's entertainment. And in front is actually a museum, so it's a mix of office, commercial, cultural event in here. So this is Asian Civilization Museum. Is an old part of the old City Hall building during the colonial era that now been converted as the museum. And this is the statue of Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles. So this site, believed as the historic site of where Raffles was first landed in Singapore back in the 1819. So Raffles in Singapore, it's they consider him as one of the founder of Singapore. So the skyline of Singapore reflect how Singapore has experienced the urban development throughout these decades since their independence in 1965. So many of these modern buildings are built after their independence. However, what is great about Singapore, they never forget about the history. So if you understand Singapore, or if you ever visited Singapore, you see that between old and new building, they coexist, they strengthen each other, and in terms of the urban landscape, it's really a place where this two component of architecture can basically support each other. There's a Victoria Theatre building on the left. Now we're entering the another tunnel. So as you have experienced throughout this video, there's really this PCN link that connect the island for cyclists or joggers or any non-motorized vehicle to experience the city. So on the left, that is the National Gallery. If you can see some of the glittering facade. It was an old city hall that's been converted as a National Gallery now. And also the Padang is like a big square where they usually have their national ceremonies. And in front is the Esplanade, one of the icon of Singapore. So now we are entering the Esplanade Park. This is the outdoor amphitheater. Usually they will have the outdoor concert here. But again, during this pandemic, any gathering activities are still banned. So not much of the activities out here yet. But you are free to roam for cycling, jogging, exercise, as long as you don't, gather more than 5 persons, it's okay. So to the left is another extension of the Esplanade Theater. There was a design competition to get this design of this new theater hall as extension. I'm not sure who won the competition, but it's chosen and they're building it now. And in front, this is the, they call it the float. This is where, at least until last year, where they have the National Day Parade during their National Day every 9th of August. And as well as the one of the tribune during the F1 race, which again this year is cancelled. So what you see in front is the double helix bridge that connect Marina Bay Sands across the river. So we're going up there. Let's go. So this bridge was designed by Cox Architects from Australia. So I think it's a semi-suspended bridge. But what's nice about this is, as you can see, all those structures actually a real structure that carry the bridge. And at night it will, with all the lighting effect they have, is really nice design. So we take the other side of the bridge. This is the pedestrian lane for this bridge, and as you can see, there's this special lane for cyclists. And this is that's the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, and then we are going down to the Marina Bay Sands, the shops area. And this would lead us to the bus stop and some bicycle parking area. So probably one issue here, there's no ramp or direct connection to the lower level of the road. So I have to carry it down. Okay, here we are. This is the Art Science Museum. We're just gonna ride around it. So this is the Art and Science Museum. There's many great exhibitions ever happen inside. It's designed by Moshe Shafti, the same designer and architect of the Marina Bay Sands. And this is the Louis Vuitton pavilion that connects to the main mall underneath, under the water. And this is basically the promenade along the Marina Bay Sands. On the left, there are many restaurants. Some are open, some are not. And yeah, the new kid in town, that's the new Apple store, Marina Bay. The first floating Apple store in the world. So let's get close to it. So there's a funny story. I mean, the first time they revealed this Apple store, there was it was like a sticker that reflect the, the Apple logo and what have you. And we thought that's the final facade, and we just, as designer, you will just comment, right? I mean, it's a bit cheesy and cheap. But then, after a few days, they reveal the facade is actually, of course, I mean, it's something that you shouldn't doubt, that they would do something, half-heartedly. So, yeah, here you go. And this is the outdoor amphitheater. In normal day, they will have the show every night here on the water with laser and water jets, whatever you have. And this platform will actually go down and form an amphitheater for everybody to sit. But yeah, I mean, after this pandemic, all this gathering is not allowed. So they just make it flat, and it's retractable, so it becomes flexible in space, and it's multifunction. If you need it flat, you can just make it flat. If you need an amphitheater, it's easily done. So it's quite a nice urban landscape design here. So this is the custom house. It's an old custom house that they converted into another F&B area. And in front is the Fullerton Bay Hotel. It's also an extension from the old pier. Yeah, so this is the hotel. And yeah, the one in front is the old, they call it Clifford Pier. It was a port and a custom house for this merchant that entering the territory of Singapore. and now they converted this as a luxury hotel. And the area next to it, now it's a urban public space, basically, for people to just go around and just like me, cycle around. And this is the area where, if you see the video, it's just like a ring that connect the whole Marina Bay and create this stage. So in every occasion, special occasion, people would just gather around this waterfront, a circle that would have some attraction on the water. So it's pretty nice. I would say one of the best and successful waterfront design in the world. And we are entering the Merlion Park. As you can see, that's the iconic Merlion. Not many people around. During this pandemic, tourists is almost 0% coming to Singapore. Well, the good thing is, in this hour, you can have your own platform for yourself for a selfie. Just like those two cyclists in front, they taking photos. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's pretty strange. Typically, there are already many people around here, especially tourists, take photos, selfies, and what have you. But yeah, it's pretty quiet and empty at the moment because of the pandemic and the drop of tourists incoming. So maybe we just enjoy this moment. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching, and have a good day. Bye bye.